Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Now, we might have some good news before the end of the new year. It seems like the SEC is in a desperate gamble to not disclose the Hinman emails, not to Ripple, because they already gave those emails to Ripple, but to the public. And their reasoning is a bit convoluted. They basically say that if those emails were released to the public, we could not use the arguments in further litigation or appeals. Now, they still don't want to settle this case in Ripple's favor because, see, like if they settle this case in Ripple's favor and they don't reveal the emails, other people they sue, I don't know if LBRY will relitigate the case or whatever, but like other clients they sue, let's say they sue Cardano. Cardano's lawyers could easily be like, hey, we want to see those Hinman emails as well because they obviously apply to the security or not case. So the SEC's actual threat against other cryptos, those with like well-funded legal teams, would actually be shot down by a lot too. Because make no mistake, this case is a precedent. If there's a weakness in its case against Ripple, it will be a weakness in its case against every other crypto, especially if it's like these Hinman emails, because the Hinman emails alleging that Ethereum is somehow not a security, that will affect its decision on pretty much every other crypto out there, not just Ripple. So Ripple has identified a real weakness in this whole crypto is a security thing against the SEC. And it's basically begging the court that it not have to disclose the Hinman documents, not to Ripple, but against the overall public. And the thing is, like, if it's disclosed to the overall public, people will actually be able to see the corruption. Other crypto companies will be able to see the corruption, but I think other crypto companies can ask for the emails just like Ripple has. And I think the courts are going to rule the same way because the precedent's already been set. And obviously, it has relevance to whichever crypto the SEC is suing. So the actual justification is the SEC respectfully maintains that the Hinman speech documents are protected by privilege, which the court has already ruled multiple times it's not. So I don't really know where their argument comes from. But if these documents were to become part of the public record, the SEC would be foreclosed from making any such argument in the future on appeal in this litigation or in other litigation, which would be highly prejudicial to the SEC. But the thing is, like, they already ruled that they're actually not privileged. And the thing is, like, if there's really nothing in those emails, then I don't really see where this argument is coming from. You're basically making the argument that, hey, if the lies become public, it'll be really hard for the SEC to make those lies again in further litigation or in another lawsuit. But the thing is, like in another lawsuit, the other party, the lawyers from the other party could easily point to the Hinman emails again and ask to actually see those from the SEC, just like Ripple did. And since like the judge in this case ruled in Ripple's favor, the judge in those cases will most likely rule in the other party's favor. So the SEC is definitely thinking about appealing about this. And like I've said, like regardless of which party loses, the other parties, like that party is 100% likely to appeal, whether it's SEC or Ripple. So this whole thing is kind of like a sham. The thing is, like, the SEC's already lost the issue about 100 times already, and they're still trying to argue this. I don't think it's going to be granted. And the thing is, like, if Ripple's already seen the documents, and if they actually make those in a private lawsuit and Ripple ends up winning, it's going to hurt the SEC because other parties that the SEC sues anyways are going to know that that was a critical juncture. And you can bet if they sue Cardano or if they sue like Polkadot or something, those lawyers are also going to demand to see the Hinman emails because that actually has more effect than just Ripple. So I think this lawsuit, thankfully, has been very, very damaging to the SEC and their crusade to actually make everything a security. Now, I don't really know if the SEC can go back and argue that Ethereum is a security now, because if they do that, then this is more or less a moot point. They just disavow anything that Hinman actually said. But then again, like, that's kind of hard to actually argue because he was official of the SEC and they could be found to make like confounding regulations, which they obviously are. So this is kind of like a little bit of a Christmas present to XRP investors and also to the rest of the crypto industry as a whole. This issue is going to haunt the SEC well into the future. And you know what? I like it. I like it. The SEC is finally getting a little taste of its own medicine, and I don't think they can BS their way out of this forever. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.